Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is Tuesday, September 26th, 2023. Lance Brock here for another day. This Tuesday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Hope everyone is having a great Tuesday so far. Just a reminder, there is a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic now available from last night, talking all about last night's WWE Monday Night Raw. So hopefully you'll get a chance to listen to that episode if you can. Also, this Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, there will be a new episode of 360 Anything Goes, episode 8. Once again, talking to Three Stooges. And this week, I should say, since it is the last week and the last episode of Anything Goes of the month of September, Shemptember. So talking all about Shemp Howard on this episode of 360 Anything Goes this week. Also plan to have shows this weekend talking about the events going on. And last week, or yesterday I should say, I forgot to mention one of the shows that are going on this big pro wrestling weekend, and that is this Saturday night, I believe, WWE NXT No Mercy Premium Live event, which will be available on Peacock here in the United States, WWE Network everywhere else. And there is one thing that is going to have to change. The NXT North American Champion Dominic Mysterio was scheduled to defend against Mustafa Ali, but of course Ali was a part of the releases that happened last Thursday. So no, that match will not be taking place at No Mercy this Saturday. I'm guessing down there at NXT they're gonna have to kind of scramble last minute to come up with a new challenger for Dominic Mysterio. I'm guessing they could have some kind of match on tonight's episode of NXT to determine a new number one contender. Could possibly have a three-way match, a four-way, or maybe even some kind of battle royal. Put some of the guys in NXT that's maybe not already scheduled for a match on No Mercy in there and have some kind of match or something, and then whoever wins will become the new number one contender for the North American Championship, which I was looking forward to Dominic and Mustafa Ali. I'm sure that would have been a really good match between those two, but not gonna happen now, which was kind of surprising since they already had this North American Championship match announced for No Mercy, unless maybe the decision makers behind the scenes don't really pay attention to storylines, which could be the case. And that is why they decided to release Ali even with this title match coming up. And also last night on Raw, I just want to mention one quick thing. I didn't talk about this on 360 Wrestling Fanatic. It's not really anything serious, but at first I wasn't sure if I really heard it or if I misheard Michael Cole. But last night, I thought for sure I heard Michael Cole say Kevin Owens and Sammy Owens. Like I said, at first I thought maybe I just misheard, and so I didn't say anything. But I was listening to Rewind a Raw from Post Wrestling, and John Pollock said he heard the same thing. So it must not have been just me. And not talking bad about Michael Cole. Everybody makes mistakes. If you listen to this podcast, I make mistakes talking just about every episode. So I definitely can't say anything about that. Also last night on Raw, it was made official Shinsuke Nakamura will be challenging the World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins in a last man standing match at Fastlane. I'm sure these two will have a great match. Be probably the usual brutal last man standing match, a lot of weapons, might brawl around ringside. And I'll probably have to say the same thing like I said about their last match, where what I want and what I think will happen are two completely different things. I want Shinsuke Nakamura to go over and win the World Heavyweight title, but the only problem is that I'm not so sure if I think he will. I kind of think that they might have Rollins retain. They might have Rollins retain the title in this one over Nakamura once again. And then after that, move on to the next challenger. But I hope they do, even if they have Nakamura lose, that they kind of keep him somewhat in the main event picture, because they have really heated up his character as of late. Especially with those videos with the subtitles and everything. And Nakamura, nothing against Seth Rollins, of course, but in my opinion, I think that maybe he's kind of carried this feud almost. And even though Rollins won the first match in this feud, I would say Nakamura has been the VIP of it, or the MVP, I should say, of this feud. He's just been great on the mic, and they had a really good match as well. Seth Rollins, still World Heavyweight Champion though. And that is all for this Tuesday morning episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in this morning. Remember, if you have any questions, comments, you can also leave feedback for last night's Monday Night Raw in the comments section right here on Spreaker, YouTube, or whichever podcast app or website you listen to on. Just go ahead and leave your feedback in the comments. Also, New 360 Anything Goes Episode 8, which will be available this Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Talking the Three Stooges once again. Shemp Howard. Also now available on the 360 Wrestling Podcast YouTube channels, both of them. 360 Unboxing is back, at least for 1 month anyway, for now. watch me unbox the September 2023 Pro Wrestling Crate. Check that out if you want on the 360 YouTube channels. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff that people do on there, or whatever all these young whippersnappers say these days. Hope everyone has a great Tuesday. Hope everyone enjoys NXT tonight. Not sure if I'll be back with a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic tonight or not, but I will be back tomorrow morning for the Wednesday episode of GMWF to preview tomorrow night's AEW Dynamite. But until I talk to everyone tomorrow morning, have a great pro wrestling day.